On the table, there's new series of Minecraft mini mining that I bet you will really want to see. Hey everyone, it's Dan at Squirrel Stampede. We have the mini mining Nether series, which is a nice dark red sand. And then we have another series, Series 3, which looks like it's either going to be desert sand or maybe something from the end. That's going to be very interesting to see. Also, some new dungeons figures I've run across and a few other surprises. So let's get right to these mini minings and see if we can dig up some acorns.
Squirrel Stampede!
Please click, comment,
And a squirrel eye.
I believe Series 2 was the Nether rack, the Nether sand boxes, and just like Series 1, we've got a sword, axe, shovel, and pickaxe box to dig through, only this time they are in gold. And you can tell Series 2 by the Nether-like look of the box. So let's begin with the sword. I like to start with a sword. And if I recall from last time, these weapons are scaled to your Mattel Minecraft action figures, so that's kind of a nice thing. Let's open this up, see what we can find. Oh, our sword is taped into the box. Now we may open our first box of Netherrack. And it is indeed the color of Netherrack. I'm so excited we're going to see different sand colors. Here we go. Will it slide right out or will we have to dig? It can be so satisfying just watching the sand come out. Each usually has a mold. We've got a castle mold and then there's kind of a unsymmetrical mold inside, looking very similar to Series 1. And now for our minifigure inside. Ooh, I like the shape of that. That's just kind of random. It's a wither! Timing pretty well. We just had opened up those Nether minifigures from Series 23, so that will fit in well. Oh man, when did this minifigure come out? It's been several years. You don't see that one very often, so that's awesome. Look for the sword box if you want a wither. As for the sand, right now it's a little stiff because it's been in box for a while. And it's going to just crumble apart so softly. It's so satisfying. Almost feels a little more bready this time, if that makes any sense. Let's try to make a little formation here. We'll drop it in if we can. It's going to need to be worked with for a while. I think it's been stuck in that box for a few months now. Alright, let's flip it over, see if I've got it packed enough. This is perfect for building nether fortresses. Sometimes tapping, there we go, tapping helps quite a bit. Okay, a little crumbly, I didn't pack it down as much as I could, but a perfect little base nether fortress for your wither to sit in and have a cup of tea. Good start to Series 2, and really you can just kind of combine these all together if it's the same color sand. I wouldn't worry about it. So let's open the shovel up next. That actually should have been the first one to open the shovel. Makes the most sense when digging. What do we got inside? Our cute little shovel. And now instead of spilling out, let's actually do what we're supposed to do and mini mine. And we can dig in here. Although this could take us about 3 weeks. The shovel is a little flimsy in gold too. Well, that's going too slow, so let's just do this. I love the shape it's making around the baggie inside, the sand around the baggie. And this time we get another fortress. This is that cool like pathway down the center of some towers. And this one's just kind of random. And our minifigure this time is going to be... Oh my goodness! This is a great minifigure. I can't believe how layered this is. You've got Steve with a great expression on his face. And then the explosion coming out. All this transparency of yellow. And the explosion part and the little trigger button. Oh, that's a bed. Oh, I see it now. Okay, duh. Steve tried to place a bed in the nether. That's not what you're supposed to do because beds are going to explode. Oh, that is great. So it's an exploding bed. Wow, what a surprise. What an awesome, awesome, terrific minifigure. And look at this, we have another just accidental random build. This was already inside this piece and it fell out, so we have an extra little squished structure. Well, let's move on to the axe now. I'm excited. I can't believe how cool that Steve with bed is. I'm pretty sure I've never seen that before. And trying to remember why now, because I feel like I've gotten through most of the minifigure series. The golden axe. Is that going to trigger anybody to be digging through sand with an axe? Kind of triggers me. Although the things I've done when I play. Ah, so satisfying. And we take our golden axe and we just shave off a little bit. We'll just keep scraping off the sand with the axe, I guess. And we've got more structures inside, and I feel like they're everything we've seen from Series 1 in structures, I think. Alright, who's ready for this one? It's gotta be something from the Nether. Oh, right on! It's a piglin chicken jockey! Now this one has to be new. I don't believe we've seen many new piglin styles in the minifigure, especially on top of a chicken. And this one's a really nice one. I love the chicken piglin jockey. Very nice figure. So we have one more in all this sand. Do you see it, Sandman? Where is it? Sandman is pointing over there, over by Barry. There we go. There is the final golden pickaxe box. What are we going to find last? The pickaxe being a fun one to dig with because of the edge of the pick. It's kind of fun to dig through. The sword is probably the second best one to use. I think I like the pickaxe the first in digging. It's just kind of fun. Funny how I saved that for the last. But the sand right now is still very, very solid. It needs to be warmed up, worked with a little bit so that we can build better things. There's our figure and another nice little shape to work with. Oh, this one's a good one. I like the steps. The steps up to the podium or something, whatever you want to call it. Alright, what do we have? What's our last minifigure of the second series? It's a Blaze figure, and it's shooting out some fire. We've seen many Blazes before, but I do not recall one ever shooting fire like this. So an exciting series of minifigures for mini miners. All of these have been very pleasant to see. Where'd the wither go? There's the wither. Now we just have to clean up this mess because there is a lot of sand. What I like to do when you open a few of these at once, you can just kind of combine everything and keep one container full of more sand and then one container kind of full of some of the shapes and molds. Makes it a little easier. And right now this sand really needs to be worked with. It feels drier than Series 1. But I think it's just because it's been sitting inside. Look at that, you can make your own nether fortress just like that. This one's really old, and then I could just smash this down. Well, that's a horrible fortress. But this sand is pretty fun to play with. So let's clean this up and we can check out a few more things. So just the other day I was walking around Walmart and I ran into the Greta dungeon skin. This is a pretty nice looking skin. It was funny, it did not scan at UScan though. We had to do some tricks. So let's get Greta out of package. And Greta out. I like this figure a lot. She's got this really cool battle axe with red swooshy dungeons feature. Gray-white hair, I guess more white hair for Greta, blue shirt and black pants. She also has a golden heart item charm. Been a while since I played Dungeons, don't ask me what it does, probably something with health. Did they change up the arms on these? They feel like they move out a little more. I don't know why I'm seeing that. I know you can press them in still, but they feel like they have a little more motion, range motion this time. Very cool figure for Greta, keep an eye out for her. I think she's just appearing on shelves. An Enchanter. I think we found something similar before in maybe one of the multi-packs for the Enchanter, but now the Enchanter has its own single-packed figure. Let's open up. And out of the pack, there's our Enchanter figure. Love the cape. This feels really familiar. And also enchantment book. And guess what? Yes, we've opened an Enchanter before. I'm pretty sure this one was included in a 4-pack. I think that's where we found him. Great figure. I like the enchanting moving arms with this one. If rotated out just right, he can enchant you. Careful with that one. And one more figure I'm pretty sure we have not opened is the Royal Guard, but I don't think I've built. It gets a little confusing when you have the armor packs. I know I've done Hex, Vex, Hex. What's the name of this one again here? In the armor, almost matching the Royal Guard's armor. It's all Dungeons armor, right? So I get really confused sometimes when I see new figures. I'm like, wait, did I do this? Anyhow, Royal Guard here. Another really nice looking figure to look out for. I like the armor on this one. Let's open up. And the Royal Guard out of box. Love the Royal Guard. I like the dark villager look of this one. The guy who's probably spent too much time in the employee smoking lounge. The armor looks great with a little extra painted detail. We've got a very nice shield on the figure. And we've got a nice battle mace with the figure too. Does the armor remove, I wonder? Oh yeah, so we can remove the armor. There's our villager look, our illager villager look. I don't believe the rest of the armor on this figure removes though. The rest of the armor is going to stay. Whereas back when we did some of the armor packs, you can remove all of this and have your figure underneath. So that's just something to know about. Alright, here's a Minecraft oddity surprise of the day. A long-time request from a Squirreliber. This is the grass activity block Fidget block for Minecraft from ThinkGeek. Oh man, it's probably been out for a couple years now, but I've been meaning to show this 100 times over and keep forgetting. And out of the box, closer up with the Minecraft Fidget activity block. So many little items to do. We've got a squishy egg on one side. It's nice and soft. There's button presses on top of all the various Tetris-like shapes almost. Then we've got a gray creeper head front on this thing, which we can turn. Oh, it's kind of like a joystick for a video game. Look at that. A D-pad. Very nice. And then we've got this cute little pig on a little bit of a maze to run around. So we got this pig to fidget with and go through the center and around. Oh, that's pretty nice. Over here we've got a pickaxe rotational. It's actually pretty free in movement. It spins around. Sometimes it kind of gets stuck. Oh, and what's that on the bottom? I have no idea. I think that's like a nothing, huh? They call it a calmer. That's weird. It's just soft. It's just, well, it's just more plastic than anything. Is it a color changer? I don't know. That's a really weird thing. I don't really know what that does. Very interesting. Has a lanyard on it. Finally opening it up. So there is the Minecraft Fidget block. A little trickier to find. Look for it maybe on either Amazon or eBay. Alright, now on to Series 3 Mini Mining, whom Sandman seems very excited about. Sandman included in the new LEGO Marvel Daily Bugle set. I'm working on the build right now. I need another few days. So let's start with the shovel this time. The Enchanted shovel. And obviously you can tell these are the Sand series because of the lighter color block. Although maybe this is the end. This could also be the end with the stone on the block looks darker. Interesting. Okay, let's see what we got. And a green chest lid. I'm questioning, I don't know where this is from. Whoa. This is absolutely stunning sand. Look at how pretty that is. I see all sorts of colors of green and purple and silver sparkling. And our enchantment tools even have a little bit of shimmer to them. What a series. Now we just have to figure out what kind of minifigures are we going to find. I'm really thinking it's the end right now though. This will be great sand to have on hand. Okay, purple blocks, it's gotta be the end, right? It's funny how I'm so confused with this one. There are the 4 pillars shape again, the shape mold, and another just basic mold of thing. And inside, it's gotta be an Enderman, right? Or an Enderman's toothbrush, or maybe an Enderman's barber's chair. Okay, well, we know it's Steve. And what is Steve doing? Steve is, he's He's got a block of something. He's holding onto an ender egg. An ender dragon egg, perhaps. Oh my goodness. I thought at first it might have just been sand falling inside his pack, but he is holding on to an ender egg, so I definitely feel like we're in the end now. What a great start. I love all the variety of Steves now that are out there. It's getting pretty crazy. Still so very fascinated with this ender sand. I guess we could call it ender sand because it pretty much looks like the end, or an enderman, or an ender dragon, the material inside. So sparkly, hard to see on the white table, but it is so sparkly and cool. Seek this stuff out if you find some. Okay, now let's try my favorite, the pickaxe. I like the pickaxe tool for these. And now for a little ender dragon sand digging. It's like the material that makes up an enderman and an ender dragon, basically. This stuff is softer this time than the netherrack was. It feels, the netherrack felt cakey, and this one feels kind of like, what am I trying to think it sounds like? So there we've got my favorite pathway mold with pillars, and oh, it's all ready to go. I like how they kind of pre-made some of these. And there's our item. Oh my! He's holding a thermal detonator! Ah! Oh no, he's just holding some TNT, which is just as bad! Ah! We've got an Enderman, that's right, an Enderman holding onto a block of TNT, another original minifigure for mini mining. Very cute. There has been many an Enderman minifigure over the years. I might just have to do a group collection series someday of all the different Steves, all the different Endermans, all the different creepers. That would be pretty fun. Maybe when series 25 comes around, somewhere in there, that would be a good number. Okay, so axe or sword? Let's go with axe. Axe is up next. Chop, chop, choppy chop, choppy choppy chop. Chop, 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 chop. And that didn't do very much. There we go. Couple more molds inside, my favorite steps of stair. Oh, there they go, they just flew right out. A pre-made built steps of stair, and another great little shape there. And our minifigure will be... Alex is here with a bow! I feel like we've almost seen this figure before. Alex in enchanted armor with bow. I just located a Steve in diamond armor with a bow who's almost in a very similar position, so maybe I'm thinking of Steve. But then look at there, I've also just located Steve in enchanted armor in almost the same stance, but they are different figures. Alex's hair is a little different on her head. Very nice little minifigure. I'm going to have to go through and see if I've had this one before. Even if she was a repeat, it's a very nice figure to have, so that's pretty neat. Our final box, the sword box, and probably the most messy of sets I've ever had. Holy volcanic action. Here we go, opening up. Sometimes you may use the weapon to help pry open the chest. There we go, more sparkle, and it never gets old stabbing this stuff with the sword. Oh, that is some really strong sand though. The sword and the stone, maybe we can pull it out. And I thought maybe all the sand would come out with it. It's pretty well locked in at first. Oh, I accidentally tore through the packaging. You can kind of see what it is. What is that? Another little fortress. Pre-made. Oh, and it crumbled away. And another just interesting piece. And I think we found a shulker, if you've guessed it earlier. And oh wow, that's a different shulker. It's shooting a projectile, so it is different. I was just about to say, oh, this is a repeat, but I've never seen the shulker shoot this out before. What direction does it go again? It's been a long time since I've looked at a shulker. I think the larger part is up top. Am I even saying it right? Is it a shulker? My goodness, I have not thought about this mob in a long time. I don't get to the end very often. Very nice figure though, a lot of layering. I love the extra projectile coming from this one. Awesome looking. And yes, it is a shulker box, and this would be the correct way of standing. I had to look it up really quick. I can't believe it's been that long since I've seen a shulker in action. 4 very epic minifigures in this series. The Endstone Sand series, I guess I'll call it. Both of these series have been absolutely terrific, and now we've got some great dark sand with the sparkles and some netherrack sand to go along with, what was it originally? We had green sand for Overworld. I sure hope we can see a couple more series from this. These have been a lot of fun, except for the cleanup. The cleanup has been a little tricky. And that's it for mini mining. If you like today's video, please give us a squike, a squirrel alive, and a squament. Thank you for watching. That's what I have to say about that.